What's up, guys? Michael and Jeff from AchievementHunter.com, and we are here to show you this is Dishonored.
This is exciting.
This is fucking awesome.
This is the original IP AAA title of the season, as it were.
Is it like the OG of the IP?
It is.
Dishonored is a game that, Jeff, I know absolutely nothing about. You handed it to me, and you're like, this game's out. And I was like, all right. I kind of pulled a Gus, because I heard Gus did the same thing, where he didn't see any screenshots, knew nothing about the game. Maybe that just means I'm bad at my job. But I like to think it means, like, whoa, fucking surprise, awesome game, and that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it really is. I'm not as far in the game as you are, but it's stylistically, it kind of feels like reminiscent of BioShock in a way, but the gameplay isn't really BioShock.
The gameplay is more like, I don't want to say Skyrim. It's more like Thief. I know it borrows a lot from Thief, the PC game. I've never played it, but I know it's very like heavily influenced by that. But there's a lot of BioShock-esque things in it, like the way like he eats food and like the way things look, and
then the magic powers are kind of like plasmids in a way. They kind of feel like it.
The dark powers in this game are phenomenal. So essentially, it's a first person stealth, but also not so much a shooter, but you could fight, like Skyrim. You have a sword. You always have a sword in your right hand, and you have a selection of weapons or powers in your left hand. But the prime focus of the game is in stealth, but you can play it however you want, which is nice, kind of like Hitman style. If you want to run around and just murder everybody, you can do that.
Yeah, this game requires a minimum of 2 playthroughs to get all the achievements, I'd say. Well, it does. I'll say it because it's true. And that's totally cool, because the 2 times or even 3 times you play this game, you're going to be playing in such a different way. It's almost like playing a different game.
Yeah, like just for some of the footage for recording here, I was playing this on the first day, and I was like trying to be stealthy, but at the same time, just kind of trying to move along.
Yeah.
And I just kill people left and right. And just looking at the footage 2-3 days later, I'm like, oh my god, this is terrible. Where now I'm like a ninja. I'm like sneaking, darting from here to there. I have like teleportation powers and shit. Day one, I'm just whacking people with a sword. It's interesting because this game, actually, the way it's set up is the more people you kill, it plummets the game into more like chaos, I'd say. Because the general story of the game is that you're in some sort of kingdom, and there's a plague spreading, and the plague is basically making the people into kind of like zombies. They're called weepers, kind of just like walking husks of people.
Okay.
And it's also like spreading to rats. And now there's like these crazy rats and stuff.
Rats will fuck you up.
Yeah, that are killing everybody. So the like main story point of the game is to find a cure for this. But actually killing people is bad for the overall outcome of the game, because the more people you kill, essentially you're spreading the disease, I guess, because the weepers and the rats then feed on it and whatnot. So I don't know how that's going to affect the ending, if it's like good ending, bad ending, one or the other, or if it's going to be a scaling ending where there's like, depending on how many people you saved and stuff like that. I'm not quite sure. But the game tells you over and over again that you should try to be stealthy. But even that aside, I want to see what happens if you fucking kill everybody.
Let's look at some of the achievements.
All right. One of the first achievements you will get in the game, it's actually the very first one I got, is Thief. Pickpocket items worth a total of 200 coins. The way pickpocketing works is when you're sneaking up on somebody, some guards or whoever have pouches on them, and if you just hit the X button, you'll just snatch the pouch. But if you either kill them, you can then just loot their dead body, or if you knock them out, which is like you come up behind them and you grab them and choke them out, you can have the option of throwing them over your shoulder, and when you throw them over your shoulder, you also loot them.
It's kind of like what we do to Gavin.
Yeah. So the only way you're really not going to get loot is if you just avoid guys, which again is another total way to play the game. You can just be sneaky and go around them, you can murder them, or you can try and knock them all out. Next we have Wall of Sparks, kill an enemy using a wall of light. I don't think you've gotten there yet,
I don't know
Jeff.
what the fuck that is.
You're almost there. You're in between mission 1 and 2. Right at the start of mission 2, you enter kind of like the city, because the first mission's pretty much like a whole tutorial of how to play the game.
And escape from prison.
Sneak around, escape from prison, get your powers. And the mission 2 is really where you're like, I got to get revenge, because you've been wronged and you need revenge hard. I think somebody watched Revenge, and then the game probably came from that.
So you're saying you're going to be hard in this game?
Yeah, I'm going to be so hard. You're not going to believe it.
I want to be hard too.
So when you get to the city, there's these security walls called Wall of Lights, and the guards have it functioning where they can walk them, they can walk through them no problem, and you can't, but you can rewire them so it'll actually kill them, and you just basically go to guard through the wall, and he'll fucking kill himself.
That's awesome.
He just electrifies into dust.
That's badass.
The next achievement is the Escapist. After Coldridge Prison, elude 5 pursuers at once without killing them or leaving the map. Coldridge Prison is the tutorial that we just discussed. So pretty much anytime after the first chapter of the game, if you get into a fight or you get alerted by someone. Eventually, they'll grab all the guards that are nearby and come after you. If you can get up to 5 and get away, that's an achievement. And on the flip side, you have Cleaner, which is fight 5 enemies at once without any of them surviving.
How do you elude the enemies? Do you just like run on rooftops and stuff?
I guess it becomes a lot easier too, as the ability you just got Blink, which is the very first ability you get in the game, and it's essentially a teleportation move where you can just move huge distances in a really short amount of time. So I'm assuming you could probably like blink and sprint and run away and just hide. So I guess if you get away from 5 people, there's an achievement.
That's awesome.
Next, we have the Occultist. Collect 10 Bone Charms. Bone Charms are one of the collectibles in the game that give you upgrades. There's runes and Bone Charms. Runes you use to upgrade your abilities like Blink and like upgrade it to level 2 and buy new abilities like the ability to slow time or possess animals and stuff like that. You use runes, but Bone Charms themselves have an ability. Like every one is unique. Like this Bone Charm will give you a little bit of extra health.
Once you get it, do you have it forever, or do you have to like equip it?
You have to equip it. Initially, you can equip up to 3 Bone Charms, but then even that you can upgrade in the shop by spending. You can upgrade it so you can carry more. Like already, I can hold 4 Bone Charms.
Okay.
So they're just like various random upgrades.
Do you have 4 Bone Charms?
I have like 4 Bone Charms.
Really?
No, actually, I don't know what I'm talking about. I can hold 4. I think I have like 5 or 6.
How many of them are in the game, do you know?
I'm not sure how many there are total. The thing about the collectibles in this game is once you get your first power, or once you get to like the first level, you get a heart. And when you equip the heart, and even the game will tell you like, hey, there's stuff around, equip the heart. When you equip the heart, it'll show you on your screen, like through the walls, it'll give you icons of all the collectibles, or at least for the Bone Charms and for the runes. So it's actually pretty simple to collect them. Plus, when you pick them up, it tells you how many you got out of the total in that one mission.
Okay.
Good.
That's good.
Merchant of Disorder acquire 15 equipment upgrades. That's essentially, like I just said, when you get to a guy, you just met him actually.
Yeah, what is that guy's name?
Piero Joplin, I believe is his name.
Pretty good memory.
Hey, and he will upgrade your shit. So you just give him money. The way money works in this game is like you collect coins, but there's also tons of like artifacts and stuff.
Like whale oil and shit will give you money too.
But the nice thing about it is you don't have to do anything with it. You just pick it up and it gives you a value amount. Like if you find something really rare, it'll just be like 200 coins. So you don't have to exchange anything. You don't have to talk to anybody. It's just money buys you stuff. That's it. Mostly Flesh and Steel. Finish the game without purchasing any supernatural powers or enhancements besides Blink. That's a doozy. Like right there, I'd say that's a single playthrough. I wouldn't do anything else but that.
Yeah.
Because Blink you have to get. It's given to you in the game. But from what I understand, you can't even upgrade that because you can upgrade Blink to level 2. You can't upgrade Blink. You can't buy anything. You can't do anything. You just have to beat the whole game from the get-go. So I recommend that on an easy run on like my second or third playthrough. There's no way I'd start the game with that, but that's a pretty tough achievement. And then finally, we have 3 of the hardest achievements. We have Ghost, complete all missions after the prologue, alerting or killing no one but the key targets. Each mission, the game kind of has you kill key targets, but there's also a way to not kill them. You can pretty much deal with them without murdering them.
Okay.
The next one is Shadow, complete all missions after the prologue without alerting anyone. So for Ghost, you could actually alert the targets and still deal with them, and you'd get Ghost. But for Shadow, you cannot be alerted by any single person in the entire game after the prologue.
Well, I don't know why you would go for one without the other in that one.
Yeah, pretty much. And then the final achievement, Clean Hands with 100 gamer scores, complete the game without killing anyone. That's the entire game. All main targets, that counts. Pretty much the only thing you can kill is animals. I know you can kill dogs, and that won't count. But even the Weepers, which are like the infected humans, you can't kill them. You can't kill them. You can't kill your main targets. You can't do anything.
You know what's awesome about this game's achievements?
What's that?
Well, first off, they're all single player because there's no multiplayer.
Thank God.
Thank God we get 1,000 single player achievements. But they're all related to actually playing the game in different and unique ways.
Yeah, they're really fun.
It's not like kill 1,000 dudes with this gun, kill 500 dudes with this gun.
I had a tough time picking just like 10 achievements just to do for This Is. It's just a fantastic game.
Yeah, it really is, and just kind of came out of nowhere, really. There was a cool trailer like 4 months ago, and then bam, it just landed on our laps.
The first time I heard about it, you and Ray were talking about it coming out next week. It's my newest favorite game, absolutely.
Oh, really?
It's incredible. I already started playing it at home, and I cannot wait to 1,000 this game.
Well, let's stop talking and get back to it then.
Do it.